All right, great. So my name is Shani Daly. I'm a professor of the practice in electrical computer engineering and computer science. I'm joined by Dr. Daniel Limbrick, Dr. John Kelly, both from NCA&T. Also, Jeff Derby is in the back there, and Nikki Washington also. We're all working together to think about the education and workforce development components of this grant. All right, that's us. All right, so overarching goal is to actively build the next generation of talent for a diverse workforce by increasing awareness, interest, knowledge, and involvement in Athena-related research themes for K through 12, undergraduate, graduate, and postdoctoral students. We've set goals to be in year 2 and beyond, 50% women and 30% minoritized groups. When I say minoritized groups, I mean Black, Latinx, Indigenous, Hawaiian, and Native and Pacific Islander. All right, so this is just a listing, I won't go through all of them, of some of the activities that we have planned in order to support these goals. I'll cover some more of them in just a moment, but we want to stress that we see broadening participation in education and workforce development as intricately tied. We don't want to have one-off activities for broadening participation. We want this to be a part of everything that we do. So our strategy is to have strategic partnerships and collaboration. Dr. Kelly will talk about that in just a moment. Vertical and peer mentoring throughout all of our activities, and then individual development plans for our students who are participating in the things that we do. Some of our K through 12 activities. So Nita just talked about the videos that they're making. One of the things that we're going to pilot in the spring is an ethics and AI challenge, where we're taking some of the information that Nita and her team have gathered and using them with our partner, Inspiring Minds, which has 5 chapters in the Midwest and Northeast that is looking at engaging underrepresented groups in STEM. So we want them to use those activities in order to learn more about artificial intelligence, to think about the ethics of it, and then come up with their own campaigns to contextualize it for their peers and get interested, hopefully, in the process. Ting-Jung Shin, who spoke earlier, is also going to do some K through 12 activities in the spring with another one of our partners, Knox Studios, who also engages underrepresented groups, looking at networking and other devices. This is a curriculum that he's been involved with for the past few years up in Columbia that he's bringing, and we're appropriating and contextualizing it in the Athena activities. Daniel's going to talk a little bit about other K through 12 activities.
So we partnered with the STEM Early College at A&T. It is a high school that is on our campus. And we have year-long academic internships as part of their senior year requirement. And so essentially we have students that come into the lab, they get involved with our research, they demonstrate a project. They also create an e-portfolio, which is basically a website that chronicles their research activities, and then they have a presentation at the end. So we plan on leveraging this relationship to also integrate other PIs from Athena to get involved with their scholarly development, as well as make sure that we have AI specific tasks. So we currently have about 9 students in the lab, but we'll have 6 to 8 per year. Additionally, North Carolina A&T is the lead when it comes to the First Tech Challenge and the First Lego League robotics competitions in the state of North Carolina. So what that means is for the middle school and early high school groups, we host over 600 teams, teams with competitions in the state of North Carolina at different locations. So because the majority of the PIs are in North Carolina, we have the ability to then be judges for these competitions. But due to COVID, now it's been modified to be somewhat of a hybrid event where we can also have judges virtually as well. And so there have been judges that have logged in throughout the world in order to see the demonstrations of the students. And so we will be incorporating the PIs from Athena to virtually judge as well. In the undergraduate and graduate student space, we are leveraging our relationship with the Computing Research Association Widening Participation, CRAWP. So this is an organization that provides materials and opportunities for underrepresented groups. That's by gender, race, sexuality, etc. It also includes mentoring support opportunities for our PIs. So we'll be able to provide that support for anyone who is, bringing in students for summer research opportunities. So we plan to have about 7 undergraduates per year for these summer REUs. Additionally, we plan to have a graduate fellowship review panel. So this is an opportunity for the PIs for Athena to then review some of the applications for national fellowships by undergraduates and early career graduate students. So the goal is to then provide feedback to increase the likelihood that our students get national fellowships like the GEM Award, NSF's Graduate Research Fellowship Program, and the SMART Fellowship. And for faculty development.
So I'm going to speak a little bit about faculty development. So Dr. Washington, who's not in the room again, and I have developed a 3C Fellows program, which basically is focused on thinking about faculty, postdocs, and other educators. So it could be TAs, could be other graduate students who are going to be in the classroom. And how do you support people in becoming more inclusive educators, right? And so this is a cohort-based program. It lasts over the course of 6 months. We meet twice a month, and there's training materials and other things that people read and watch. And then we have speakers and discussions around being more inclusive, right? So when we think about inclusion, it's not just women, it's not just minoritized groups, it's the intersections in between, but it's also disability and ability, it's also gender expression and identity. So really bringing people in Athena to be able to create an inclusive environment throughout our activities, such that we're not just bringing students in to environments where they can't thrive. So one of the things that I'm really excited about is the relationship that we're forming with Dr. John Kelly, and you can come on up and tell a little bit about IEC, but this will also support faculty development through Athena.
Thank you so much. The takeaway that I want you to get from my part of this talk is the gateway to increasing your number of diverse students in your lab is to establish a research relationship with the faculty from those minority serving institutions. Good afternoon, I'm John Kelly from North Carolina A&T State University. North Carolina A&T, as its leadership role amongst minority serving institutions, has created a not-for-profit 501c3 organization called the Inclusive Engineering Consortium. This is the direct result of a 5-year National Science Foundation program called Experimental Centric Pedagogy, where we collaborated to create new classroom modules that use student-owned hardware to create in them that research mentality that says, I want to do more than just do what the lab requests that we do. Of course. So some of the things that we can do through this collection of 20 minority serving institutions. These are historically Black, these are Hispanic serving, and these are Native American serving institutions. And these are ideal for sharing opportunities for research experiences for undergraduates, for engaging with faculty in technical exchanges, for participating in other kinds of information exchanges as we seek to broaden our research footprint as a center. These are the logos of some of the member institutions, And we also have a few R1 institutions that we partnered with, and we certainly invite others who have meaningful relationships with us to become part of this. And certainly Duke and the Athena team should consider that as something to do. Thank you.